Hello, this is Dirty 20 Gaming. My name is Kevin, and it is Sunday, and that means we're going to get strange. These wonderful people have agreed to join me to play a silly game tonight, and that makes me very, very happy. We are, the character art that you see was done mostly using Hero Forge, except for a certain one which is clearly not a Hero Forge miniature, provided by the resident artist slash player slash character in question, Hellhounds 20. Let's start with you. How you doing?
Hello. I am Hellhounds20. You can find me here on Twitch at Hellhounds20 as well as Twitter. I am a PNG tuber, an artist, a gamer, and a dungeon master.
I feel like that's leaving a couple things out, but
I'm other things.
yes, but
I'm tired.
yeah, I bet doing all those things I would be too. Thank you very, very much for joining us this evening. Sarah, it's for character reasons, definitely not a hangover or exhaustion. Love the shades. Thanks for joining us this evening.
Let me take them off.
You also do many things. Please list your many things.
I have my own YouTube channel called Tangor Productions. I also am working on a project that is very cool called Bravely Broken. All three of those socials are in there. Plus, I am running a game on Thursday nights here on Dirty 20 Gaming called Deviant Futures.
Yep.
That is just pure utter insanity.
Oh, it's absolutely amazing. The Dark Lords could not have picked a more interesting party to send forth on a mission. I cannot wait to see how it plays out. Thank you very much for joining us. At least tonight, you only got to play one character. Bison's _ Stonefist. Thank you for joining us. I know you haven't been streaming much lately because we've been gaming when you were supposed to be streaming. So, what else you been up to?
Well, I did stream the week before that, but yeah. I'm Bison. Hi. Most of the time you can find me here. I also play feedback on Saturdays on our Harlequin Redux game. The supposedly professional hacker. On Tuesdays, I pretty much just play video games. I have been playing Borderlands 3 recently, but because it's really, really big, I deleted it to make room for other stuff. So I don't know what I'm going to be playing next week on Tuesday. We'll see.
We'll see.
Other than that, I've got a Cyberpunk Red campaign in the pipe coming up in I don't know when. We'll say in the future.
Yes, it's you got to learn the lingo. It's in production. It's in pre-production. Yeah,
pre-production. All right. Yeah. Okay.
Anything from the I had an idea up to the funding check gets signed tomorrow morning is in pre-production. I will not segue from that. Because our next person is a published author and such. Alex, tell us about yourself.
Hello, yes, I am a RPG game designer. My next project is Cyber Rats, which should be coming out in PDF in the next 24 hours. We are just crossing our I's and dotting our T's or something like that as we speak. You can find me on Twitter, find all of my games. I just dropped a link to my card. And I also teach indie games every month in my own Discord. You can find that all in the chat.
Wow. That has got to be. How did you even sit down long enough to come and play with us? I appreciate that. That has got to. This has got to be quite a day. But thank you for doing so. Speaking of systems, we're using the Tiny D6 system, the core of it from Tiny Frontiers, and when I mean the core, I mean the bits I remember to use from time to time. But I think that's it. I think we can start. This time the gray darkens until it's black before you start to feel a sense of falling. It's so black you can see stars that you're falling away from. But something about them is strange. They all look like they're in one flat surface above you. And it turns out that landing in an ornamental pond at extremely high speed hurts. So if you could all please give me a save. Let's see. If you fail, take 1 damage. If you don't, you do not backflop, belly flop, or neck flop into the lake.
So
1d6.
roll test.
Yeah,
Oh,
just a
okay.
disadvantage. Yeah.
Okay. I'm resolute, so I have advantage on all save rolls.
Ooh.
Fancy.
Yeah,
I am a very well constructed box. As
that
you can
is
see.
correct. Landing in the water. Okay. So where is your roll?
As I say that, of course,
Okay,
failed.
you're rolling real dice. What did you roll? Yeah.
I rolled.
You rolled. Okay, well, we'll just go with then. The only person that
no.
does not take a point of damage is Will. You kind of death dive, that last second fold up and just like a reverse, like a reverse teardrop. The rest of you, it's not surprising that it hurts, and it's not surprising that you weren't ready for it, because it's seen from the side, and this whole world is seen from the side. Each of you really only occupies about 64 bits.
Oh,
And the water that you
no.
just hit is a little blue line. And you went in and went with that crappy 80s video game sound. And each one of you made an identical little splash that went. And then your little heads came up and didn't bob because that was beyond the technology. They just came up boop, 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 in a row. For those of you in the remember, think Ghosts and Goblins level of graphics. But this is a 2D side-scroller world. You find yourselves in the pond. At the edge of the pond, there's a small group of trees beyond that. Way in the distance, there's a lamplight. This world seems to be extremely simplistic for graphical reasons. But way at the edge of the screen, there's a lamp with a little triangle of whiteness sticking out from it that shows you that it's supposed to be lit. Standing underneath it, 2 poorly rendered police officers, identical in every respect, turn towards the sound and start to come over. What do you do?
You see a little clay cat pop out of the top of Mr. Box's head.
Yep.
The top
Yep.
flips open.
Oh
A
man,
little
the only
clay cat.
3D thing in this whole world.
Yep.
Oh.
And it sort of
Creepy.
looks around and it pulls out an oar
That's
and starts rowing.
Yep. Yep. Okay, Mr. Box is rowing to shore. Oh. Feline, row your boat ashore. Hallelujah. Okay, next. Go ahead. Quick. Somebody else go. How you getting
Yeah,
this?
swimming after
Swimming to
Mr.
shore.
Box.
Weird graphically swimming to the shore. Everybody. Yep.
Yeah.
You get to the shore and right there, there's just these green bushes that are all, they're bushes.
They're all made with a circle tool.
Yep. They're all exactly, every single one of them is exactly the same. They come right up to the edge of the water. And because you spoke first, Mr. Box, plus you've got a paddling cat, you get close to the edge first. They start to move. You see their little roots pull up out of the ground, and they're weirdly well rendered because you can see that they're like each root has a tiny galosh on it. And as they pull out of the ground, it takes them a second to kind of go to get them all like pointed in the same direction, and then they start backing away from the edge of the water, like watching a herd of antelope back away from a predator, as your 3-dimensional cat paddles a 2-dimensional box towards shore. With these 3 in your wake. So yeah.
3-dimensional clay cat from the last scene.
Yep.
So you hear kind of like it doesn't always make sense because the box is floating up and down.
Yeah.
But you hear something along the lines of, "Looks like they're moving the background for us, eh?"
With your
Except
clay
occasionally it'll
marbles
go,
acting as ballast, I just realized. Because yeah, you got a belly full of clay marbles too, so they've settled in the bottom of your sagging box and are now acting as ballast to your little boat safe self. Nobody can see that.
Sagging box. That
My
is
sagging
not a sentence
box.
I ever thought I would hear.
I probably should have said sagging bottom, which is a little bit better. Not a lot, but still
Are you
not
saying I
good.
have a dad bone? A Hank Hill ass?
That's a lack of ass. Anyway, so the other three of you, you see this behavior. Yeah, the other three of you give me how in I want to avoid using terminology from another game, but I'm not gonna. Insight, like what sort of perception from you got an evil like aura, right? Sense?
I've got
Yeah,
yeah precognition.
Precognition. The bushes present zero threat whatsoever. They think you're the threat. Like I'll give you that sort of bounce back effect off of it. They are presenting the opposite of a threat from you. But there's something in this water that they are afraid of. So yeah.
Yeah,
And
we
at
we
that
need to
point, you
get
go
out of the water.
do, and you
Yeah.
realize that you can't see below the surface from where you are. It's just a row of dots. So if you wanted to see what might be under the water, you would actually have to submerge to look. Yeah.
Grab onto the row of dots. Pull yourself down.
Yeah. Due to a graphical error, everything but you moves up. You look around, and everything but you moves back down.
Oh, so it's following. The camera's only following one of us at a time, so we just disappear.
Yep. But with that, I'm going to give you the other two. I want just give me a disadvantage roll. We'll start. I'm going to be tough today. I make several disadvantage rolls. Ooh, I'm so mean.
I also have detective,
Oh,
so searching for clues. I get advantage.
Oh, advantage the hell out of that. Red, anything you'd like to do to not roll at disadvantage?
I don't really have anything for paying attention to things.
Okay, then you just roll one. Oh, your chance to shame. Your chance to shame is now. There it is. Shame complete. Will, you're just kind of looking around. I know what it is. It's a park.
Pixels.
It's not that it's two-dimensional. It's that this is a park. You are a city cop, if I remember correctly, right?
Yep.
Yeah, the parks make no sense. There's no street numbers. The thugs hang out in weird places. The bushes here move. Makes it difficult. However, Red, you see, first of all, the cops are getting closer, but you get the distinct impression that the bushes are not afraid of any of you. It's that weird 3D clay cat.
Red is gonna look over at Mr. Box. Do we need that cat?
He followed me home. Well,
I think
well, okay, fine. Just hold on a second, eh? As the cat sort of pulls Mr. Box ashore
Yep.
and sort of hops back inside using the oar as a pole vault.
Okay. Yep.
No, I think we're done here, eh? Sort of closes it back up.
The weird part is, yeah, that 3D cat has to go to get into your 2D self.
And you hear the
yeah.
sound of scotch tape on the inside.
Yeah. And with that, as soon as it's gone, the bushes come back to the edge of the water and start to drink, you realize. He has two antennas. Yes.
He's supposed to. I just don't.
We just
have
didn't.
The,
We didn't get
Oh
them. Yeah.
no, it looks like he has
it
one
looks
though.
like you have.
Oh,
the
the
lamp.
ceiling.
shit.
The ceiling lamp. I love it. Yeah. Oh yes. Okay. It's a safety antenna. It's a height detector. Yeah. Oh, that's magnificent. Thank you. Thank you for bringing that to our attention. I would watch that all night now. So yes, the cat gone.
Sorry, by
oh, totally cool.
Yeah. It comes back. The plants come back, so you have a place to hide. Do you get inside the plants?
I do.
Okay.
sure.
It's that weird thing now where somebody from a distance, not these cops, because they're in the same plane as you, so they can only see the edge. But us out here looking into the game, they stack the layers, right? So the bushes are at the front. You can see there's little pixels through the holes in the bushes. There's a couple yellow pixels and some purple pixels and some green pixels. That's you guys.
It's like Super Mario Brothers 3 where you can hide behind the background.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, precisely, yes. Yeah, you layer yourself in as part of the background and try not to disappear or try to disappear. So you're
Why
doing
is
pretty
there
well
a
in the
dog
cops.
and a duck back here?
There's some kerfuffle going around. The cops are getting close, and from the other side now, the bushes are kind of trying to get away from the police, not because they're predators, but because they're being aggressive and searchy. So the ones that you are now hiding in, they've just started to put their little boots back into the ground when they stop, and the bush that you're hiding in gets its 150 little feet pointed in one direction and starts to move, whether you move or not.
I'm moving with it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Start to creep under this bush
This is kind of quaint.
as
Like
you
a-
head across the park.
It's a ghillie suit.
Bushes cross. They walk this little well-trodden path, and you can imagine what a well-trodden path it is when every bush has 150 tiny little feet, and there's 150 bushes. That's I should have done that. 225,000 feet, something like that. Yeah. This path is smooth out into the park, and then you see the path sort of. It changes texture from the side, and it becomes bumpier. And you see from where you guys are, you kind of get a perspective as it goes. They start to spread out into different. They start to stop one at a time, leaving terrain on the map as they walk away from you, for you to move through. The one you're in is the last one to stop. Tunk. This now becomes a timing game of getting past these cops, running from bush to bush, getting to the entrance at the end of the park.
Is this what you would call a stealth segment?
That's one opportunity. Absolutely, yes. That's one way to do this. A stealth segment. So those that are
my
stealthy.
favorite parts in games. Yay.
Also, the prescience thing. Keep reminding me of that because you'll know where they are. Basically.
Okay.
Let's, as they say, go. Just in your head. You're starting at one side of the screen. The cops at the other coming across. Just I did. You can see them.
And
What do you do?
They have only 2 frames for their animation. Leg
Yes.
up, leg down.
Yeah, it's not even left leg and right leg. It's just.
He's doing the can down the road.
Yeah.
Okay.
And the music is that bad too, because it's 80s. Yeah, 80s video game music.
So red completely changes from being like kind of curious and perky to focus. They take their bandana from around their neck and they pull it up over their face and ears.
Yeah.
So they look a bit like a bandit.
Yep.
And they Super Mario leap from bush to bush,
Absolutely. Yep.
disappearing each and every time.
Doing those impossible stack jumps. Absolutely. So you're gonna, that this is probably going to be some version of this. Super Mario is red. Jet. How are you?
Yeah.
That's
getting to
actually
the
true.
end?
He is red.
Listening out for using my precognition to know when they're coming,
Yeah.
and as soon as they get close, just somersaulting to the next
Yeah.
to the next bush.
Okay. Yeah. Oh yeah. The somersault. Oh yeah, because that is so badly rendered, right? It's just like a semicircle of your color
Yeah,
and a dot.
Just like shrink and move.
Yeah.
All I see
Looks
is
like a loading sign.
the 8-bit version of Jet, and it's just sort of like kind of T-posing and then just spinning.
The spoke roll. But this is my stealth. This is my stealth. This is my stealth. Yeah.
I think I might see something a little bit different. Like
Okay.
I see like a circle with Jet's face on it,
Yeah.
and it doesn't even animate to spin. It just slides. Kind of like the sun from Super Mario Bros.
Sneaky because you are so well rendered. Yeah, like your frame rate is so good they can't even see you.
Refreshing too fast. What do we do?
Yeah, Will, how you getting there?
Oh, I'm gonna do the I can't remember the video game now. The only one that's coming to my mind is Lion King on NES.
Mhm.
So I'm going to do the jump out and be ready to pounce on them.
Okay, yeah.
Or jump over.
Two eyes looking out of one of the bushes.
Yes. And the little eyebrows above them go. Dunk. They have to do a close up though to get 16 bits just for the face, so you can actually see it. Yeah. So you're pouncing, and I meant to write Mr. Box. I wrote Mr. Boo. I must be precognating Halloween already.
Mr. Box. What happens is the top box hops off.
Yeah.
Lifts up the one corner of the bottom box and
Yeah.
hides underneath it.
Hides inside yourself.
Metal Gear Solid.
Yeah.
Konami refrigeration.
Yeah, inside yourself. Okay. I love this. What order do I want to do it in? I got it. Okay. The two guards come along. Jet, it's easy. Like they take 10 steps, then they turn and look the other way, and then they turn back and take 10 steps. So you just blink and land on the end and jump in the next bush. Easy. You're past them in a blink. You look back to see Red. You were gonna roll, right? There was something you planned on rolling an advantage, right?
I have
The Konami
the
code.
sneaky trait, so I have
Sneaky.
advantage on testing to hide around.
Oh,
I am
beautiful.
mostly timing it
Yes.
to jump from bush to bush whenever they are not facing my direction.
Absolutely. So give me
With the
with
sound.
advantage. Yeah,
Boing.
that's sneaky. Yeah. Yes. Yeah, you boing. And that thing, the Super Mario where once you're in the air you just freeze
Mhm.
until you land. But weirdly you can bounce once on nothing. I don't know. But yeah, you're boing, right over them and land on the other side, and you're thinking, this is the first level. This is easy. You land, you turn around, and you see the two cops boop, 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 up to the box. It's only one box now. One little
Mhm.
brown thing on the screen. The two cops walk up to it, and just as they get there, Will, a pounce attack, if you wouldn't mind.
Okay, since I'm an acrobat, I
Yep.
get advantage.
Absolutely, you do.
Nope.
You,
Whiff.
yeah. You,
Do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do.
you, yeah, you have no idea. You fly over the top and land on the ground behind it, and you literally see game over. You fade out, you pop back where you were. It says tutorial mode engaged. Tutorial mode engaged. Roll again, please.
With advantage.
Yes.
Oh God.
Yeah.
There we
There
go.
we go.
Boo! This time you land
Dak,
on
you
them.
son of a bitch.
But you do that this time. You do it right because you pew, and you come down and you boonk on the first one, and it goes and spins off, and it comes down on the second one, boom, and a little shield, and it spins off instead of a little
Yeah.
yeah. And you come down and land, boom. But that smug look, I don't know how they did it, but 16-bit Mario, after you pulled off like a seriously good move, looked smug. And I don't know how they did it, but it was perfect. But yeah, boom, 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 boom. And the four of you start to move off. As you step out of
The corner of the box lifts up. Are they gone?
Yeah, they're gone. I got rid of them.
Okay.
All right, where are we going here? So you get past them and run to the end and through the thing, and one at a time, and you get everybody gets a bonus except for Will, because they had to use a redo.
I lost a life.
Yeah. No, it's a tutorial. You just don't get the bonus. If you want the completion
bonus.
token, you're gonna have to go back and do the tutorial later.
No fireworks this time. Sorry.
Yep.
Yeah, you get
I
the
don't get the
flagpole,
crown.
you get the flag, but you
Goo.
don't get the crown on the fireworks. Yeah.
Goo. Goo.
That was the introduction scene. It took half an hour. That's okay, because this part could end up being really quick. Or not. We'll see. Once out of the park, though, you see it's immediately outside the park. One of those, like, there's a little bit of sidewalk, a little bit of grade, just go, and then it changes to black. So that's obviously the road. And then there's a green bit in the middle. And in the green bit is a little fountain with water that goes like that. And all in this thing, there's all these rendered, like, they South Park these ones, like, they lazied them. They're not even side rendered. These are people who are just walking across the screen like this, back and forth between
Like
two
Goombas?
identical points. Yeah, they're not even doing anything. They're just wandering aimlessly. But it's clearly the town center. You see one of them moving with purpose over to the side of the fountain. Starts to climb up onto the fountain. This is one of those stop me at any time moments.
Well, I don't think that's pretty safe there, bud.
He looks at you. The things we do for love, and steps into the water. So he disappears to the knees and gets to the fountain in the middle. At disadvantage because this is a poorly rendered fountain. It is of a figure. Give me 1 die each.
All of us?
Yep. Let's see if anybody recognizes this.
Nope.
Nope. A whole bunch of 4s though. If we add them all up, maybe.
Oh, I have a reroll.
There you go.
Yay,
Jet got it,
Oh, I
and
Yes.
yeah, you got it. Okay. So, 2 of you recognize this as unnamed chaos god of your choice. That's the statue in the middle of this town. It's probably supposed to be an Easter egg, but yeah, it's a recognizable chaos god to both of you. Hello, Kalina. Welcome to the Streamers Club. All right. So you see this is the 16-bit guy trying to climb this, like, 64-bit, only because it's 4 16s together, side of this thing. They get just up past the waist, and they can't get past the arm. Dunk, 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 dunk. Finally, they stop, and you see their one little arm go, like it just renders over here. And you hear in a tinny voice, "A side head ornament that is so sublime, I could not help but fall." And there's a little beam of dots comes flying out of the other side of the thing. He hits him, and he goes and falls into the pool. And you hear somebody on the far side of the. You look across, and there's a couple more cops in amongst all the people. They're not looking at you at all. You hear one of them yell, "Cecilio, stop it! You've been told." And then you all see, do. Game over. Boom! You're back at the entrance at the exit of the park.
Okay.
I think we missed something, eh?
Cecilio starts once again towards the fountain.
We've got to help the Cecilio.
Mr.
Cops at the
Box
far
sort
end
of
of the park. Okay.
He couldn't get past the statue.
Maybe we can distract the cops.
I think I can put a shield up.
A shield.
Yeah. And so I have shield. It's a test. If successful, you may evade until the start of your next turn. If you choose to test with disadvantage and you are successful, you evade with 3d6 on your next turn.
Okay. You go to do that. So you're going to do try and shield them. Okay.
Mhm.
Anybody else doing anything?
Mr. Box is going to use his glacial ability to freeze the fountain so that the guy has something to climb.
Oh,
I can use my fire ability to break the ice whenever we need to. Oh God, this is like my favorite game. Ah!
Yeah, that's the noises I was making too. You guys just invented Minecraft. Jet, what are you doing?
Jet is taken aback by Will's shield, just kind of observing right now, looking for patterns. So if we have to do this again, I'll be more prepared.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah.
If we have to do this again, I'll give you I'll let you use your. Oh, this is a dangerous sentence, Kevin. Say it. Say it. Come on. If we have to do this or any one of them again, I'll let you use your precognition once per scene to tell you you're about to do the wrong thing rather than
Okay.
danger sense, because the game over is technically danger. So, yeah, we'll call it that. So, there you go.
Yeah.
So you're sort of
doing the hitman analysis. Of
Yeah.
Seeing where the NPCs move.
And because, and so you are perfectly still. Not one, not one pixel move. Just apparently doing nothing. But you watch as, sure, let's do this. Mr. Box, freeze the fountain. Do you have to roll to do pyromancy of any kind? Or is it just
It
free
says
shit?
make a test, and
test.
it's you cause your target to lose an action. But I figure,
You
glacial
can cause the
kind of
water to
freeze.
lose an action, yeah.
Yeah.
So 2 dice. Yeah.
Come on. Yes. 5.
Excellent. So yeah, you invent something between Minecraft and Cubert, as all these cubes, flat, except 2-dimensional. So yeah, there's sort of these arches. Why did I see the the boy peeing into the fountain thing? But anyway, it's like that, but it's frozen in time, and each one is an individual pixel. You can climb them, and your buddy, you look at it, it's perfect. You could climb them like stairs. The cops at the other side are caught a bit in the afterblast of that, and you can see them. They're now covered in a thin one layer of ice towards you, and you see one of them move, and it goes and breaks badly and falls away, but the other one's still stuck. Will, shield, what's the role involved in that? You said with disadvantage,
Test.
right, to put it on somebody else?
No, it's test.
Okay.
But if I test with a disadvantage, I evade for 3d6 on my next turn.
So yeah, it's supposed to only that's fine. It's technically for you, but that's okay. You and fire that. So yeah, give me a test then. 2d6.
2 and a 1.
Oh, perfect. I absolutely love this. So and Red, you're just holding fire to melt the water afterwards, right? Because more water is coming out of the fountain and it's just piling up. Like the processor doesn't know what to do with it, so it's just piling up dots. This water's starting to build almost like a wall. So you're waiting. Okay.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing.
You go to cast shield on them, and as they as all the water freezes, the water that they're standing on in the pool freezes too, and they kind of up and they're like doing the thing, and then your shield appears, but instead of here, it appears here. So, and you get traction on the shield, and he gets traction on the shield, and he's gone. He grabs the shield by accident, and physics be damned, he toboggans up a cubic hill on your shield over the top, and ends up.
He's a Skyrim horse.
Yes, and ends up sitting on top of this statue with the shield wrapped around the god's face, so you can see that sort of flat on, and you could, and he changes because he's been side on to this. He's now, you see him behind the god statue, facing towards this mansion off to the other side, and he spews forth a side head ornament that is so sublime I could not help but fall in love and rhyme. And then the ice starts to pile up above him in a dangerous fashion. Red, if you don't do something about this, it's going to crush him.
Yeah, I am going to... let me look at this. Yeah, I'm gonna use my burn ability to melt all the ice so it goes right back to water. I am not trying to hit this guy.
Perfect. So every little white square turns to a blue square and falls straight down. Poof, and then starts coming out the fountain again, one drop at a time. With that, over to you guys. Cecilio himself comes up, takes a deep bow. My heroes, you have come to help me. I am besotted, a besotted poet, like there's any other kind. How do you respond to that?
What's that you were saying about a side head ornament?
Oh, and he kind of starts. You see the front view again, like look at him, and you see his hand comes up, starts like fiddling with his ear in a sort of ambiguous way. Her ear, her ear. I have written an ode to her ear.
Her rear?
Rude, sir. I shall
Yeah.
see you on the court. And he realizes he's almost challenged you to a duel and thinks
I'm
better
a-
of it.
It's just like you realize you're challenging a box to a duel, right?
I prefer to fight with my words. I shall write a rude limericker about you later. But for now, will you help me? I must win her heart. Oh, her heart. I dream only of her head, even not all of it. And he swoons professionally as dots.
Who is this?
It's Cecilio.
No.
Yeah.
Will's asking who's the girl.
And somehow you see this collection of dots has to compose themselves before they can answer. Worst possible time to look at chat. Because
Oh
crap
boy,
is the
now I
first
need
thing
to
that comes to mind. Cecilia looks at you and says,
Smart for that.
Crystal Liette. I have seen her but in passing twice. She is carried by 4 of her house guards.
Does she know you exist?
Oh, but if she knew I exist, I wouldn't need poetry. I would need money then. But first, poetry. I must woo her. My dad says I say that word wrong.
Woo.
See, that's how I say it, because it's fun, right? Like, woo!
And where does she live?
Over there! And they point at the mansion. Somehow, this is the level of the look doesn't change, but suddenly you're on an ultra widescreen. So you can see that the mansion you were looking at before is
Letterboxing.
now, well, it's kind of weird, but the mansion that you were looking at before that was right here is now over here, and between you and it, there's a very obvious graveyard.
Spooky.
If you write her a poem, we could deliver it for you.
I already wrote the poem, but I have to say it because the poem does the wooing. So if you said it, then you'd woo her.
Right.
Yeah.
So you need help getting there.
Yes.
Okay.
I think we can probably do it from the graveyard. So you guys just keep off the ghouls and the ghasts and the skeletons and the liches and that stuff, and I will woo.
Now,
What?
before we do this, let me ask you a very simple question.
Mm-hmm.
Have you seen any buildings with like red pluses around? Maybe. I took a bad fall.
Oh, you need one of these, and impossibly they pull a package that's exactly the same size as them out, and yeah, it's the white box with the red cross on it.
Oh,
Health
perfect.
pack.
Yep.
At least it's not a floor chicken.
Or just a random heart sitting on the floor.
Just a heart.
Just a heart quivering.
Where
on the
did
floor.
you get that?
Yeah. Nope. Stay thematically consistent. Here is a boom health pack. So go ahead and heal. All you had damage was that was just supposed to be an effect at the start anyway. So now that that's decided, and they just turn and without any further ado, they're running now, right? So they did,
Faster than walking,
but then the
slower than
computer has
running.
to catch up, and then they, yeah.
The NPC moves faster than our walk speed, but slower than our run speed.
Yes, making it difficult. You guys are all yeah.
Oh, boy.
Beautiful.
I was just slightly annoyed.
Just
I played these as a kid.
I'm trying to do the joystick thing where maybe if I just go. And just as you figure it out, they stop dead and boom, 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 you all bundle the back of them. Right at the edge of the cemetery. tell it's a cemetery because it's got a sign on it with a big cross on it, and all the graves have skulls and crossbones on them for some reason. Apparently, there's a lot of pirates buried here. I said it.
Sweet.
As he walks boldly forth into it, the first of the pirates bursts from the ground, "Arr!" and heads towards him. What do you do?
Quell.
Oh, love it. Okay, yep. They weren't on the screen, so you couldn't get danger sense out of them. They were literally not here yet. They hadn't been rendered. So
They
yes, you're
hadn't
gonna
loaded
quell
up
them.
yet.
Yeah. Will, what are you doing? You're looking. I'll come back. Red, what are you doing?
I am going to I am going to bounce onto any skeletons, pick up their head and kick it. So
Okay.
it slides across the screen and knocks them all down
Oh,
like
yes.
a turtle shell.
Perfect bowling for skellies. Yep.
Ooh, I am going to help with that by freezing the ground.
Oh, frozen bowling for skellies.
Mhm.
Sure, that'll help. It did last time. And Will?
I'm gonna help as well because I have hurl.
That can
So if
Okay.
she needs
Taken
it, I can.
so many different ways.
This is going to be a railgun.
This is curling reference incoming. This
Hurry
is
hard.
last stone on the ninth end. Hurry hard. Leave it on the 4-foot.
Yeah, we got the
Just-
hammer,
Yeah,
eh? So
got the hammer. Just take it out, eh? Yeah. So
give her.
wow, that's beautiful. That's 4 things. Everybody roll something. I don't care. Just roll something. Whatever you think you should roll on this. I love this.
Boxcars.
Yeah. Oh, critical successes.
Fail.
Okay. Fail. Okay. Jet 1 success. Okay.
I
And red.
this is gonna be an advantage, I think. Yeah,
That's fair. Yeah.
because I am using my hidden weapon ability.
Oh yeah. Absolutely. Yep.
Bowling with one hand because it was light range counts.
Yep. If you throw them with one
Wait.
hand, it's light ranged. Yep.
Oh
So-
wait, so if we have proficiency, I can roll advantage.
Yes, you can.
Oh okay. Can I roll again then?
Yes. Go ahead.
Nope.
Nope. Still nope.
Oh my
Nope,
god,
nope, nope.
Will.
2 1s. Oh dear.
Got my dice luck tonight.
So
This is my
that
normal
means-
dice luck.
What was it you were doing?
I was using hurl to
Right, you were
help
hurling.
with the
Okay.
moving of the skull.
Yeah.
So Red would be putting one finger in each eye hole, and
Yep.
I-
Oh, I know.
think-
Oh, I know exactly how. Oh, yeah. I know exactly. I just needed a second. So he walks in. You freeze the ground. You stick your 2 fingers, you knock the skull off. You stick your fingers in the eyes and the nose. Well, I don't know if you're a 3-finger or a 2-finger bowler. Either way, you take the step and let go. At that particular moment, Will, you cast Hurl. And you cast Hurl on the skull and on Red. So you've now invented a slightly different colored version of Sonic, because Red and the skull just went ding 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 ding, and took out. Oh,
I-
this is such a beautiful scene. Yeah, you took them all out. The guy is walking blithely forward, and he happens to be right behind a rock when your shot hits, and jumps up and lands on the other side and keeps going and takes out the rest of them. He's completely unaware of the fact that you guys have just, in one brilliant, wonderful plan, finished a whole fight. As,
bar sliding Red across the fucking ground.
yeah.
I turn into a walking rainbow fireball
He's on feet.
because I am filled with joy doing this.
Yes.
'Cause
Oh yes.
Personally, Red loves video games.
Just wee. Yeah.
I am superstar.
For just a moment, you're far better rendered than the rest of the game as this fireball actually moves and runs on little sneakered feet across across the screen. Oh, and just to get through it, he looks around, looks at the house. There's no signs of life whatsoever. and he bursts forth. I won't submit you to the first one again. He lets forth with, "There are differences in earlobes. All know this who are sane. I beg to be your earring, to be that close to your brain." And he steps even closer still, and he starts to look bold because nobody's thrown anything at him or hit him, and he hasn't gotten this far on any of these in weeks. "I daren't look in you in the eyes or even in the face, but on the side I could abide with gold and glittery grace." He stops.
Not that bad, eh?
There's no response from the house, and he turns around and he says, "We're not close enough. I'm going in." And he turns and starts bolting towards the mansion. You see coming out of the mansion dogs, or maybe cats, maybe, hard to tell. The sound effect is just nert, 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 so it's kind of hard to tell. They are roaring towards him, plus lights are starting to come on in windows.
Ooh.
But for anybody who knows the story, not in the one window that has a balcony. But dad and the dogs are up. But he's on a mission. What are you doing?
I'm picking up some bones from the skeletons and chucking them at the dog.
Feed the dogs. Yep, got it. I love it. Yep.
I'm gonna see if I can talk to the dad and just explain the situation.
Wow.
Super charismatic.
Oh, I like this.
Yeah, I was gonna do the same thing. I was gonna go up to the door and knock on the door. "Hey, is the pretty lady home? There's some hoser out here that wants to talk to her."
Oh, wow. Okay. Yep. Okay. And Jet?
I want to. Can I use my communication to like
How are
act
you
as a
gonna know?
megaphone for the poet?
Oh,
You're just gonna
absolutely.
smack your face against it.
Your sound's breaking up really bad there.
Me?
No,
Oh,
Red.
Red.
Hellhounds.
I
Okay.
think their video's breaking up a bit too.
My computer was starting to have a meltdown.
Okay.
Oh,
Oh no.
Oh, jeez.
because it looked like everyone else froze on me. I was like, oh no.
Yeah, same here.
Is that what I'm hearing from?
I froze because
Hellhounds?
Red froze, and I was like, "Did they freeze?" And I realized I looked like I froze. So sorry, you're gonna act like a megaphone. Perfect. All right. So, yeah, Red, you start throwing bones, and they do that. Bunk, and then the dog runs up and grabs it and runs away. Bunk, and the dog runs up and grabs it and runs away. The dog runs up, bonk, hits the dog. Dog runs away. Next dog comes up, grabs the bone, walks away. You got this. The dogs are taken care of. This is going to take more than 6 seconds because I cannot let this not happen before we get to the megaphone. A box and a will show up at the door of this mansion of not quite Julia, but what did I call her? Oh yeah, Crystal Liette instead of Juliet. This is her dad. Is at the door. He throws open the door and looks down at you and says, "I'm so angry I answered it myself and didn't even get the butler to do it. What the hell are you doing helping that idiot?"
He asks politely.
He's just a lovesick kid.
"And for this, I should
Just
not."
let him read his poetry, and he will be right out of your hair.
He wants to read poetry to my daughter.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
Somehow he breaks, like he looks past you in a 2-dimensional world.
I just see the sprite tilting.
Yeah. and there's a grin. This should be fun. You guys want popcorn?
Actually, yeah.
Yeah.
Let's go.
I will let you cast megaphone from inside.
Okay.
So yeah, the three of you go inside and eat 1 pixel popcorn out of a 12 pixel bowl with a 16 pixel dad in an 8 pixel world. And because it's not rendered on the inside, because you were never supposed to be here, the inside of the house is just one big space with a little tiny stage up here with Crystalette standing on it, waiting for her cue to go to the window.
She's like reading her lines.
Yeah. Yeah. She drops the sheet on the floor. It falls, hits the floor, and just disappears. Like there's not even a poof thing. And then outside, he pans back to outside again, and you see him move forward until he steps on a square that's a slightly different colored green grass. And then she almost slides out like a cuckoo clock, just out the window. And he looks up at you. He looks up at her, puts his hand over his heart, and says, "I dream at night of your right ear, for I've only ever seen your left. The right is always faced away from me, which leaves me all bereft. This poem has left me tired and feeling a little queer, so I'll end with this, my darling. Can I touch your ear?" And there is a dramatic pause. A Shakespearean, nay Shakespearean, a Shatnerian length pause before the head tilts down and looks and says, "Oh, is that Yvonne's brother? Did she send you? She's cute. Oh, what did you say that stupid poem about my ear for? You're creepy. Guards!" And as the guards charge forward, and you get last handful of 1 pixel popcorn, you feel yourselves start to fade. That was 1 hour, including the intros, but you guys totally walked through 2 complete encounters and never failed. It was Groundhog Day. You were going to have to go back over and over and over again every time you failed, but the ideas were so brilliant first time you didn't. So it was only an hour long, and you brought this on yourselves. But
Wait.
Go. We're not done. You're just fading. Yes.
Like red noses, they're fading. Okay, I got 1 chance to do this. Up, down, left, right, A, B, start. And then, like above their head, we see this star appear with a number 30 in it. Yes, it worked. And then they fade.
You just sort of see him like crouching, like the animation, the sprite changes randomly.
Yeah. So as you, I like this. Now we're gonna make everybody do it.
Next time, try writing about her nose.
How does the transition? How do you transition out of this world?
I just start blinking.
Yeah. And I love your line, but it's in chat. We haven't got chat on screen, so you got to say that.
I'm blinking away, and I just go, "Next time, try writing about her nose."
Will and Box, what are you doing?
Mr. Box, he's sitting right next to the bucket of popcorn.
Yep.
And when Mr. Box goes, they kind of like combine into a sort of rectangle. It goes whoop.
Yep. Leaving behind on the couch. Yep. Will?
Oh, I was gonna say, for her fade out.
Yeah.
There's just like this light that kind of shows up, and she just straight up.
Oh yes, yeah. The that one. Yep. Yeah.
I was thinking Mega Man.
Yeah. As you fade, that's perfect because you're the last one out, so you would actually see this. As Mr. Box disappears, he leaves behind on the couch, on the 2-dimensional couch, a very confused 3-dimensional clay cat. Looks over.
My cat.
Looks over at the owner of the house. And he just hands him the popcorn. And then whoop, 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 and you're gone. Into the gray, which is where I think we will drop the curtain on this evening. Wow, that was short and sweet, but you guys, like, it's like playing your favorite levels. It's like, I know this one. It's left, right, up, down, center. Yeah, I got this. So
the images in my head went from like Atari 2700, like all the way into like very late Super Nintendo, and there was no consistency whatsoever.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I could not get a better compliment than that. I wanted that whole sort of badly rendered era. Like I said, Ghosts and Goblins, but then I talked about 8-bit most of the night, which is before that. So yeah, it's that whole area, right?
In my
Like,
head was thinking like shitty Atari, black background, you know.
you guys did that on 25 cents. You guys did that run on 1/4. So well done. The secret move. You sped run it. I just realized that you sped run my game. So oh, thank you for doing it. This is the creative wondrousness that I hope for, and I'm lucky enough to get. All of you, you took me at my word tonight. I said break my game. You broke my game, and it was brilliant, and it was wonderful. And that was an hour that could probably almost just be transcribed on a video, and like just you probably wouldn't need to edit much of that, and then spend bazillion dollars to hire people to animate it. But that was probably, you could do that as a single episode. But amazing Pong, yes. So yes, thank you all for that. This is getting weird, and I love it. Next week is a little more serious. We had two kind of really fun weeks here. Next week is I shouldn't even say that. Next week has the possibility of being more serious. That's all I'm gonna say. It's all possibilities. It's all probabilities. This is all about a die roll. So,
yeah, it's possibility of seriousness when one of the characters is 2 cardboard boxes.
yes, yeah. All right. So, with the final thanks to Hero Forge, our very own Hellhounds 20 for their art, and all the rest of my players. Sarah, thank you. Oh, Hellhounds, thank you. Bison, thank you. And Alex, thank you for joining the fun. You came back twice. Next week, bring the fun. For those of you that have been watching the titles and or are English majors, you may have figured out what the next 4 are going to be called. That's the hint for next week. 2 more thank yous. Chat loaded up tonight. Lots of people in there. We're just so much responses. Loved it all. And the people in YouTube on the future, thank you for watching. If you watched all the way to here, please hit that like button because I'm going to assume you did. I can feel it coming. I'm coming down already, so we got to hurry up. But that's okay because there's only one more thing. Until next time, please be nice to each other. Good night.
Night, y'all.